Hey yo, here we go! Welcome everyone, Lord of Shadows here to present to you a new Star Wars Rebels episode Shroud of Darkness review! But before I get that, I wish to say to everyone that I'm truly sorry. I couldn't download the episode review this past week, but frankly enough, I was really busy. I had 3 tests in college and I had to study, so I couldn't download not only Star Wars video, but all the other videos, all the other videos that week, so I have to say, I was fucking busy, of course, and also I took 3 days off to calm myself, So, I'm doing the episode review right here, right now. So, this episode was overall very simple, but he had so much revelations, so much revelations, the fight, all faces coming back. I mean, not only Star Wars faces, but also the ones who played them, and everything. I mean, it was really cool. A really awesome episode. I mean, one of the best episodes, not only in Season 2, but the entire Star Wars Rebels. I mean, all the episodes came out until this, until Shroud of Darkness, of course, And, of course, the relation with the Grand Inquisitor. I mean, wow. That was a big one. That was a big one, But, okay, let's move on. Okay, so the beginning of the episode was like Kanan and Ezra tried to find like this new territory for the rebellion, and they end up fighting the Inquisitors, Seventh Sister, and of course the Fifth Brother. And also about this fight, I really like the conversation between the Seventh Sister and Kanan, because in reality the voice actors who voice them are married, and it's quite an irony, that like the wife is voicing the bad guy and he's voicing like the main hero. I mean, it's quite an irony, but it was really funny, It was really funny, And also, like I said, I enjoy like the fight, and the clouds, the thunder, and everything. I really like, I really like those effects and everything, And of course, like the escape. Then of course you have in the middle like Ahsoka and Ezra having a conversation about Anakin Skywalker, which technically when you talk about his design, I really enjoyed his design. Okay, it's a Star Wars Rebels Anakin Skywalker, but it was still good. And one most important thing, Matt Lanter, who provided the voice of Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars, he briefly again reprised the role in Star Wars Rebels. In this episode, I'm really glad to see him. I'm really glad to, not see him, but hearing his voice, Because, I mean, one of my old faces, Frank Oz, Matt Lanter, James Earl Jones, were all 3 together were in this episode. Frank Oz as Master Yoda, who actually played Master Yoda in the prequels and the originals, which actually, like I said, it's pretty cool. They bring like Frank Oz back, to give an original voice of Master Yoda, and it was really great. It was really great. And when we talk about Master Yoda, this is actually his first visual appearance in the episode. I mean, he was he still was as a Force Vision. I mean, not in person, but Force Vision, But it was actually pretty cool to see him, And actually, I have nothing against Yoda's design. I mean, I know a lot of people will say that he was kind of funny, but it was actually, for me, it was kind of, cool. Star Wars Rebels Yoda, Okay, so, and also one thing about Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka, at the beginning, a lot of people, when they saw the trailer, thought like she was watching through a hologram, but technically it was a holocron. So the question is her holocron or is from Kanan? I mean, I don't know. I was really wondering. I mean, are the same holocron or they have all 2 of them have a different one? I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So the other part is like Ezra, Kanan, and Ahsoka going like to back on Lothal on this Jedi on the old Jedi temple they visit in the first season, and of course try to find out the truth about how to defeat Vader and Inquisitors, and all 3 of them, have their own visions by themselves. Kanan fighting against the Temple Guards, which actually really kind of cool, to see that. Ezra discussing with Yoda, and Ahsoka having like nightmares, of Anakin Skywalker, like finally accepting the truth that he became Darth Vader. But actually that actually was also pretty cool, because everybody knows when you go to a Jedi temple, or even the Temple of the Sith, they're all tricky, because they're always showing you like the visions, like the negative ones and the good ones. In the short terms, the Jedi temples try to test your psychology. They try to test your mind, you know. Actually, that's why, like I said, that's the explanation why Ahsoka said they're kind of tricky. Which actually is not only the proof in Star Wars Rebels, but also in the Clone Wars, you know. So, okay, let's move on. So, this actually, okay, like I said, it was pretty kind of cool, you know. And then we have, like, the revelation of the Temple Guard and who the Grand Inquisitor was. And then at the end, we had Darth Vader, you know. And I mean, the Inquisitors fighting the Temple Guards, or say, the illusion. The Temple Guards who were an illusion. Even though a lot of people thought that they were really dead, you know, when they make a circle, you know, and, you know, just, you know, they stab them and everything and then kill them, you know, but they were actually, like I said, they were an illusion. And then at the end you have Darth Vader coming, like, you know, to the Jedi Temple, which actually one thing I was really wondering, you know, when he said, my master will be very pleased about this discovery. So, what I mean, you know, like the Emperor and him didn't know about this Jedi Temple? I mean, I know it was hidden, you know, like, you know, they resemble like a mountain and everything, like a rock, but that's odd. That's actually pretty odd. Oh, and one thing. When Yoda and Ezra were talking about, you know, like the Jedi, how to defeat Inquisitors and Vader. Yoda actually, when Yoda was trying to explain, you know, like what happened in the Clone Wars, you know, the Jedi and everything. It was really cool. They actually showed the footage of the, you know, like from the end of the Attack of the Clones. You know, it was really cool to see, you know, that old footage. It was really cool, you know, because I felt like when he was trying to show like the past, what happened, I felt like it's gonna be like Star Wars Rebels type. But seeing, like, you know, the footage, you know, from the end of the Attack of the Clones, that was really cool. They showed that. That was really cool. The other thing what I forgot to mention is the Yoda. When Ezra said, like, you know, to Yoda, which actually was a mistake to say that when he said, like, we're going to fight the Vader, we're going to fight the Inquisitors, you know, and everything. And Yoda, of course, like, when you talk about that to Yoda, he already knows that he's, you know, that he's a wrong choice. And the only thing he said, find Malachor. And if you played the Old Republic, or even watch the walkthrough, you know what he meant by Malachor. But the one thing is really shocking when I heard Malachor, because I know that he was thinking about Malachor 5, but one thing I'm really wondering, because in the Star Wars The Old Republic, Malachor literally by herself blown up, you know, as a planet. It was blown up. So how the hell, you know? Okay, I know the Old Republic. I can assume that it's not gonna be part of the Star Wars Rebels. But I was really wondering how the hell, you know, like how the hell, you know, they're gonna put Malachor back, because literally in the Old Republic, he was blown up by herself, you know, unless, you know, with some inner energy across the galaxy and everything, you know, she, you know, was put up, you know, were put up all together, you know, like some kind of big puzzle, you know. I mean, I'm just assuming, you know, but it was really shocking to see, you know, to hear find Malachor. But if you saw the trailer, you know what I'm talking about, Malachor. If you watch The Old Republic, or even played it, like I said, or even watch the walkthrough, Malachor, if you know what Malachor is, for the fourth time, Malachor is a planet of the Sith, or should I say, okay, let me rephrase that. Malachor is a planet which belongs to the Sith, which actually, you know, and on that planet, you know, there was a big war, and also on that planet we had a Sith temple with a holocron in it, just like you saw in the trailer. So you can definitely assume what's gonna happen in the finale. So Malachor. Okay, so they're gonna go to Malachor and find this old Sith temple, and Ezra's gonna take the holocron. You know, because I remember from the Old Republic, you know, this was a Sith territory, you know, with a Sith temple in it, you know, where, like, you know, with this Sith academy, you know, like with all people who turn to the dark side, trained to be Sith lords and everything, you know. And then after that, I remember there was something about a big war, you know, on the planet, you know. And then after a few times, you know, if you choose, of course, the dark side user in the Old Republic, you know, video game, the planet by herself blown up. Yeah. So I'm really interested to see how they're gonna put in the story, you know. because I definitely see they're gonna all be they're not gonna put in like Old Republic, canon and everything. So I'm definitely interested to see how they're gonna put this with Malachor. I'm really interested to see that. Okay, the one thing. Okay, like I said, the beginning was overall very simple, but the one thing I'm really happy to see that Ezra is really growing much more stronger and stronger. Because seeing them and like dealing with Inquisitors and everything, it was really kind of cool. And also, okay, so that's one thing. Okay, the other thing is, let's begin with the Jedi Temple. Okay, so like I said, Ezra, Kanan, and Ahsoka, they had their own illusions. Kanan had the Temple Guards, which actually at the beginning, when I saw the Temple Guards, I felt like they're really alive. But then when you find out they're illusions, they're dead, because I know that a lot of Temple Guards, when the Order 66 begin, even they were destroyed. And I mean, okay, the one thing I'm really happy to see that is the Temple Guards fight. The Temple Guard fight Kanan, because in the Star Wars universe, you see you rarely see the Temple Guards fighting. You really see them rarely, to fight, because their only job is not only is to defend the Jedi Temple, not only the main one but also the other ones spread around across the galaxy. So it was really great to see them fight, because like I said, look it again, it's very rare to see them fight, because the only thing, just like they did in the Clone Wars when Anakin was fighting Barriss Offee, the only thing they ever did is to make how the Inquisitor said, how the Temple Guard said, cease hostility, because the only thing that they ever did is try to block the enemy not to escape, Which actually also, when I remember that, which was in the end of the season 6, which actually was kind of cool, But like I said, it's very rare to see them fight, And the other thing I really was excited about that, is, when the scene when Kanan was fighting the Temple Guards, and he was saying like, I'm not gonna be able to stop, to protect Ezra, forever, and then Kanan, in this episode, officially became a Jedi Knight. Because that was his last trial. Because Kanan Jarrus wasn't a master when he escaped from from Order 66. He was still a Padawan. So seeing this trial, he became a Jedi Knight was really, really cool. Really, really cool. And I was really happy to finally he became a Jedi Master. A Jedi Knight. And then the big thing happened. The Grand Inquisitor, the Temple Guard revelation. When he put out his helmet, it was the Grand Inquisitor. And just the way he saw, when he said, when Kanan told him what this means, and he said it means you became what I once was, a Knight of the Jedi Order. So, okay, at the beginning when I first saw the episode, I felt like the Grand Inquisitor was a Temple Guard, and in the way how he said, a Knight of the Jedi Order. Okay, I know the Temple Guards were also included as a kind of type of Jedi Knights. Even their duty was to protect, the temples. But it may, he might not have truly been a Temple Guard. I'm talking about the Grand Inquisitor, because despite the fact that Dave Filoni said the Grand Inquisitor once appeared in the Clone Wars, So I don't know. It's a 50-50 chance, because in the way how he say it, when you see him in the uniform, you can definitely see he was a Temple Guard. But in the way how he say it appears like he was a Jedi Knight. I don't know, because we don't actually truly know what he was before. But because this episode we only had a trace of what he could become, what he was or could, something like that. I don't know. It was actually, it was actually, really shocking to see the revelation and everything, And the one thing also it was really kind of cool, is, when the seventh sister and fifth brother came to the temple, and when they even the temple were falling and everything, and then out of nowhere, you see the illusion of the Grand Inquisitor as a Temple Guard, and seeing their faces, the fifth brother when he said Grand Inquisitor. He was shocked, Grand Inquisitor back from the dead, and the other, like, you know, Jedi, like, you know, Jedi Knights, I mean, Temple Guards, you know, making a circle, try, like, to trap them, you know, and everything, and going near, and then sound, you know, and the sound effect, you know, the music, you know, it was really cool, really cool. Even a lot of people thought at the beginning, like, you know, the fifth brother and seventh sister, you know, they're gonna die, but remember, they were an illusion, they were not alive, you know, but the one thing I was really shocked to see the Grand Inquisitor. So, I mean, at the beginning, you could say he was a Temple Guard, but in the way how he described himself, you know, it could be a possibility that he was a Jedi Knight. I mean, I don't know. The only thing I know is in this episode we find out some small clue about the history of the Grand Inquisitor. So maybe even in the future of Star Wars Rebels, we can also find something. It's like a new revelation that includes the Grand Inquisitor. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Okay, like I said, the fights were overall, like I said, very good. I really like, you know, in this episode, okay, I like the fight between Kanan, Ezra, and Inquisitors, but mostly the fight I like is Kanan against the Temple Guards. That was really great, because like I said for the third time, it's very rare to see a Temple Guards fight. Very rare. Very, very rare. And, I mean, and one thing I was questioning, are all Temple Guards, you know, dead? Or what? I mean, I don't know, but I can assume that after Order 66 was activated and everything, I can assume that a lot of them are dead. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, that's one thing. Okay. Okay, and one thing, if I didn't mention it, I really wonder with the design of Anakin Skywalker, you know, when I saw him in the holocron and everything. In the Clone Wars, he was dressed normally, like, you know, like a true, you know, Jedi Knight. But in the Star Wars Rebels, he also had on his chest, he had this Republic, you know, symbol, and which I actually remember in the Clone Wars, he actually never had it. So I really wonder why they actually, like put this symbol on his chest, because actually in the Clone Wars he never had it. So I'm really curious to see about that, you know. Okay, so with that, Robin said, you know, like I said, overall this episode was actually reality. It was actually very simple, but the revelations, the old characters and voice actors coming back and everything, the fight, the Darth Vader at the end, you know, and everything, it was really cool. It was really, really great. The revelation of Grand Inquisitor, seeing Yoda, you know, and he's mentioning fighting Malachor, you know, and Ahsoka, like, you know, trying to fight this illusion about Darth Vader, like being, you know, like Anakin becoming Darth Vader and everything. Which actually, like I said in this episode, we can definitely see the conclusion that she actually accepts that he became a dark side user, you know, and it was actually really, really cool, really, really cool. You know, the effects, the sound, the designs, actually everything was really, really cool. You know, I'm really happy. This episode was really one of my favorites of all the Star Wars Rebels, you know, episodes. You know, so here I am done. Read the video, comment, subscribe. You know, what's the example? What you think about the Grand Inquisitor revelation? What do you think he was, a Temple Guard or a Jedi Knight? What do you think about Yoda's design, about Frank Oz returning back, about James Earl Jones, you know, voicing again Darth Vader? Give me your personal opinions about, you know, Matt Lanner, who provided the voice of Anakin Skywalker. What you think about his design, about this episode? What you think is going to happen next? Peace, everyone. Like I said, drop a like, we appreciate it. Have an awesome rest of the day. Lord Shroud, as always, signing off. And most importantly, may the Force be with you. Bam!